A blue rounded rectangular logo appears with a Braille letter R in light green, and to the right of it, yellow text. This yellow text reads RML 695, Technology, Philosophy, Life. So I have some really good news. My vision is now 20/60 and my pressure is down to 11. And you probably heard the voiceover with the, for those of you who could see, you probably saw the logo as well. I've decided to go back and explore my skills from high school in graphic design and video production, and I plan to use them on this channel. When I was little, I've always been a visual artistic person. I used to play around in Microsoft Paint, and I also used to just draw with pencil and paper. And I will say that personally, I've always been good at drawing vehicles, and as I got more into the more advanced computer graphics, I personally have had a thing for landscapes, but I've never been good at doing people. I just can't do people. It's not in me. What follows is a collection of vector and photo editing software with similar layout. The tools to create objects and manipulate photos are on the left-hand side. The right-hand side consists of various color manipulation technologies such as swatches, gradients, shading, and so forth, and the actual workspace where the image is located is in the center. Final Cut Express consists of a lower area where you have your timeline for visual and audio, as well as an upper area on the right-hand side of which is your media that you're working with, and on the left-hand side are things like color rendering effects and so forth. As I've mentioned before, I've used Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, Quark Express, Macromedia Director, Final Cut Pro, Final Cut Express, I think I may have already mentioned that, and a piece of software called Corel Bryce. I've actually managed to find replacements for pretty much everything. My favorite programs working in graphics were Final Cut, iMovie. iMovie consists of a collection of different grids in which different program elements are populated. In the lower grid is the timeline. In the top right grid is your various visual media where you can select things and bring them into the timeline. And on the top left is your actual viewing window where you can preview your project. The upcoming reference to a piece of software called LumaFusion has a layout similar to Final Cut Express, in which the upper right portion of the program consists of your actual media, the top left consists of effects, media library, etc. Your lower left contains your audio editing panel, and your bottom center contains your timeline, and your lower right, contains various additional editing capabilities. Like I said, these days I managed to find replacements. I use Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo on both the iPad and the Mac, primarily Affinity Designer. For video editing, in fact, I've actually used the program to edit this video, was LumaFusion. For terrain generators, for scene generators, I've found a program called Terra Gen 4. Rather than spending $300 on Final Cut Pro 10, I decided to go with a piece of software called Wondershare Filmora 9. It's been honestly a wonderful experience. It's really taken me back to my high school days, and I genuinely I missed them so much. I decided, you know what, my vision is much better than it's ever been. Why don't I go ahead and fire it back up? And what's even cooler, LumaFusion is available for the iPhone. It's very akin to Final Cut Express, the only limitations being that of iOS, not necessarily of LumaFusion. It's what's crazy about it is the fact that you can actually run LumaFusion, if you wanted to, on your iPhone. Back 15 years ago, such a thing was not even heard of. Obviously, the iPhone didn't exist. You know, you tell somebody that you're going to be able to run what is essentially Final Cut Express a multi-video channel, multi-audio channel, very robust video editing program on your phone, and people would think that you were loony. And nowadays, and here we are. Now, granted, I will admit the interface for LumaFusion on iOS on the iPhone, to me, it's a bit cramped. I honestly think the iPad's a better working environment for something like that. No, it's just fantastic that I've been able to find very robust and yet at the same time very affordable pieces of software to recreate all the stuff that I used to do in graphics, in graphic design and video production. Because like I said, I did miss those days, and I'm very happy to be back with them. I'm going to be using that talent to help expand this channel. Like I said in the introduction, in the logo, technology, philosophy, and life. That's basically where I'm going. So we'll just have to see what happens. I just wanted to make you guys aware. I will be able to put in descriptive video elements for visuals. So that's definitely on the list as well, because LumaFusion allows me to incorporate voiceovers, which is really nice. So, yeah, that's basically where we're going. Feel free to comment. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.